Showtime.
Good morning, I'd like to call this meeting in order. Please rise for the flag salute. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning and welcome. Item 3, consideration and possible action on completion of officers' report and estimate of needs for the following accounts and sub-accounts. Up first is commissioner's salary.
I would point out that there's an asterisk over there. When the law changed a couple of years ago from may increase officer salaries based on valuations to shall increase officer salaries based on valuations. We don't have valuations yet, so there's no way to calculate what that increase will be, but it is a shall. So all the officer salary needs will be adjusted once we have that figure. I think it's going to come in at $1,400 for the year, or around that. That's an estimate.
I don't see a problem with that number.
On the column, which is just recommendation of the $250, that also includes the $100 a month, which is a standard ask, unless you all would like to change it, for the commissioner secretary position.
So last year, the total budget, try to explain this to Floyd, it was 246, 475.
That's what ended up being, yes, allocated.
Are you following that, Floyd? So last year, this is what we had in that account.
Right,
And that's what we're projecting we're gonna need
Right.
this year. Yeah.
right.
So if you have any questions about it, stop us.
No, I'm following along here. But you, what was that you said?
I said that the recommended, that 250 includes a request for $1,200 a year with $100 a month for Nikki's position.
Oh, okay.
The standard that everyone kind of shoots for when it comes to annual raises is about $100 a month. So you'll see that a lot as we go through the process.
Okay.
The travel, I mean, that's set in stone, so we're good with travel. The commissioner's M&O account, normally we just put $5 in that account just to keep it open. You gotta have something in there. Cause normally we don't buy nothing out of the M&O, because the general government normally pays for all that. Commissioner's capital outlay, same way.
The bottom of the page covers the highway budget.
So the next is part-time salaries.
Which was $5. No, scratch that.
Not,
Last year you all dropped the part-time salary, so only if you want to open it back up under the commissioners.
I personally don't think we need it.
I don't use part-time help.
Okay, so this isn't about commissioners at the barn.
Oh,
This has nothing to do with
Okay.
road districts.
okay.
But if something happens, we could open an account and transfer money into
Oh, that's the purpose of the $5.
Right.
The only way you could do that is if it was open through the budget process.
it. I don't foresee us needing to do that. But if something happened and you needed a part-time help, you could transfer.
So the highway budget, if you'll drop down to the bottom, last year, we received 125, this year we're asking for 150.
State has asked for as much as, looks like if there's any gonna be additional, which we don't have, so we don't know.
it's always important to remember, this is kind of a wish list, right?
Right.
We're gonna put in and ask for all this, but we won't know until
Right,
several months when all the numbers.
so if we're gonna put in a wish list, why just up at 25?
Cause we're probably not gonna get that. I mean, we can make it 2.2 million. if you want.
Well, that's what I'm saying, they might give us a million.
Hey, you're gonna be,
You know what I'm saying? 200,
Well, hey, I'll put anything you want on there.
I give you 200.
Okay, 200,000.
We
For
might-
District
we might-
3 and 75 for District 2 and 75.
Negative goes right up. I was thinking y'all could just share the wealth.
So you want to up that to 200?
Yeah.
You okay with that, Mark?
I'm fine with it.
Okay, 200 it is.
You don't ask, you don't know, right?
There you
I can tell you, there's been zero in there, more than there's ever been money in there, but.
Right.
go. Salaries for general government. Who's this cover? Stephen?
No, this covers Paul and Lewis, and that would include, again, a $100 a month increase for each of them. And it's a reduction from last year.
I'm good with it myself. Y'all good with it?
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Part-time salaries for general government.
Leave it how it is.
I'm good with it. You okay, Floyd?
Yep.
You don't know?
So this one, I just received, remember last week I had not received the property and liability quote. General government M&O covers this bill. $526,620, it's up $82,000 over last year. But there will be the additional separate of $117,000 that will also have to go to, that they're assessing to prop up the insurance system. So that will be on the agenda for the 30th, I just got it, you know. On the general government M&O, it just propped up a little bit, we had quite a bit of rollover for this year. So just from 1.719 to 1.8.
I'm okay with it.
I'm good.
General building maintenance.
So if we could kind of look at the building maintenance and the capital outlay's kind of been a savings account type thing, and that's where we try to save up some money, building maintenance. So last year at budget time, it was discussed with all the officers at the time that a critical need was to be able to pay for the courthouse renovation. We have 1.2 million of ARPA to go towards that, but the rest had to come from what we've saved up
Right.
over the years in the county. So now that we're moving ahead and getting that project laid out, I kind of shifted some from savings plus what was in building maintenance into building maintenance for the purpose of the courthouse project. So that's why you will see the difference from the total budget plus asking for more. The building maintenance ask would be 3.5 million. That leaves 1.5 million in capital outlay as savings buffer.
Hey, we can always transfer if we need to. I'm okay with it.
I'm good.
Any questions, Mark?
No.
So on longevity, safety, and incentives, if I can say, it's kind of, we've shifted a little bit. Longevity pay, once we realized that we were eligible for that, that was kind of new the last 2 years. Not sure what the funding on that was gonna be. We funded it at 60,000, and I just left it the same, the carryover. It will increase up and down because it's based on an employee's years of service.
Right.
And so that can change, you know, as they go on. But the overall budget I just recommended leaving it the same.
I'm fine with it.
And the safety award, we've been funding at 42.5, we haven't used that, I just recommended an even 40. The incentive awards, we had funded at 30. At one time, that was kind of coupled with the longevity under the incentive, but the state has separated those out now. So we have our longevity and we have the incentive. The incentive is where we've done the Employee Appreciation Day dinner and that. So what had been listed at 30,000, I recommended, I said y'all can do whatever, but I took it down to 15.
Y'all okay with that?
I'm good.
Yeah.
So I guess we go to employee FICA.
Yeah. So, FICA, which is, this would be the county match for Social Security and Medicare for employees paid out of the general fund. Of course, it will go up as salaries go up or additional employees are brought in. We've been pretty good as far as having rollover because there's such fluctuation. It was at 280,000 last year, and the recommendation was just 285.
You know it's gonna go up if they get the $100 a month raise.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that myself.
I'm good with it.
On the retirement, last year was 615. Again, that's another one that's percentage of gross wages, so it will always fluctuate. I just recommended 620. We had a good rollover, so didn't increase it at the 5. I think it'll be okay.
I'm good with
Employee health insurance, we had really funded that up high. That's been one of the accounts that we tried to save back some county money in. When we absorbed the jail staff into that, it increased, and not sure where that was gonna settle out. Last year we funded it, I say last year, this year's budget that's ending at 1.8, but we have a really healthy carryover out of that account, and to allow us to build up that building maintenance for the courthouse, I did a recommendation of 1.5 million for health insurance.
Well, we carry over 900.
Yeah, on health insurance. The unencumbered, yeah, the rollover's about 750. So the red, the total reserve is anticipated expenses still to come this fiscal year. Lloyd, that's why it's in red.
it. Right.
And then,
You
so,
still covered it to 1.5.
oh, it should be.
Right.
The blue column is the total rollback or estimated what will go into next budget year.
Right. I'm good with that.
Unemployment,
It works the same thing, it's percentage of gross, and it hasn't fluctuated too much. I recommended leaving it the same at 80,000.
carried over 30,000. So we'll be good there.
Workman's comp isn't exact, because we got that quote last week, approved entering back into that fund, and so the 202,989 is the premium for the year.
Good on county audit.
County audit, so on this one, it's a statutory calculation at 1/10 of 1 mil must be set aside to pay for county audits. Again, we don't have that information yet, so it's always a guess, and in the budget process, the budget maker does the actual calculation to make the adjustment. It will be right close to the 120.
Okay.
Charity M&O,
So the cost of the cremations that this account pays for has continued to increase. It's up, the last ones we had to pay $450 for the permitting fee. we've been adjusting, putting $1,750 in that account, but because of the increased fee, I recommended 2,000.
So we only carried over $850
Yes.
from last year, so.
And we could get a phone call today that we have to do one.
I'm okay with it. Then the highway budget, we went to, from 150, we're gonna ask for 200 per district. Any more questions?
I'm good.
Entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we accept it.
I said,
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on hearing none? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, the motion carries. Item 4, consideration of possible action on agreement with Guthrie for use of road not considered impact road under the county road use agreement dated July 31st, 2023. So these guys they've been crossing county roads that's not on the road impact. And so they wasn't fixing the roads back, so anyway, this agreement is gonna bring everybody to the table and they're gonna fix what they mess up when they cross the road. And so I visited with Payne County, or not Payne, but Noble, Garfield, and Kingfisher County, and we're all on the same page now, so I would move we approve this.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
what happens if we don't? They just don't pay the payment?
I guess. I mean, I don't know how you can keep them from crossing the road anyway. I mean, they gotta get to the other
But
side.
they still ought to fix it.
Yeah, I just want them to fix what they tear up.
I got the same issue with the pipeline right now.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the motion carries. I might point out on that, the company that we contract with, that we get reimbursed for, do a really good job of keeping them people on the hook, so I do appreciate them. Item 5, consideration and possible action on permanent road crossing permits.
Chairman, I'd ask you to strike the permit listed for Cox Communications. There was a mix-up with their legal description. The one they submitted, they changed. I didn't see the change before the agenda posted, so we will take it to June 30th.
So this would just be for the Wagon Wheel
Yes.
Project LLC transmission lines, all in District 3. I will make a motion we approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the motion carries.
Looked to me like I already had all that stuff in place when I looked there the other day at the farm.
Item 6, comments, announcements, questions by the Board of County Commissioners, county officers, and department heads. Stephen, you got anything for us?
No, sir.
Mr. Dykes?
No, sir.
Mark?
I don't wanna take up more of your time.
You're all right.
I'm good.
Well,
I got a call from a record business about sharing, I guess, the record calls for the county, and I don't know how that works. I would assume it's a rotation or something. And I tried to call Damon, but I couldn't get a hold of him, so I don't know if you guys have dealt with any of that.
no, I never call a record unless it's for one of my own vehicles.
Well, I've never used one in my life, but
That would be up to the sheriff's department how they operate, I guess. I guess you need to talk to Troy or Damon.
right, like I said, I tried to call Damon, couldn't get a hold of him, so that's all I got.
I just might say the roads are pretty washed up in northern Logan County. We've lost several bridges, culverts, but we're gaining on as we speak, so hopefully we won't get no more big rains for a while.
Done better than I am.
Item 7, consideration of possible action on agreement.
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Adjourned.